Mr. Jeon, if you refuse to comply with this marriage, then forget about me handing over the business, the chairman seat, everything, his dad declared, his tone firm and unyielding. Jungkook, you can't do that, Dad. He shot back, his voice edged with a hint of desperation. I have worked hard for this company. I have earned my place. You can't just take it away from me. His father leaned back in his chair, his expression cold and resolute. Mr. June, I can, and I will. He replied grimly. I have poured my blood, sweat, and tears into building this empire, and I will be demand if I let you throw it all away over some stubborn refusal to marry. His hands clenched into fists, his knuckles turning white with the force of his grip. Jungkook, you can't force me into this, he protested, his voice laced with anger and frustration. I am not some puppet on a string, to be manipulated and controlled at your will. His father's eyes narrowed, a hint of irritation seeping into his voice. Mr. June, let me remind you, June Jungkook, that you are nothing without me, he said coldly. I made you what you are. You have my blood running in your veins, my name to carry. You can't escape your duty and responsibility to this family and our business. His voice rose in anger, his words spitting out like fire. Jungkook, I may have your blood, Dad, but I have built everything I have myself. I have earned my place as the Mafia King, and I have claimed the title of youngest successful CEO. My success is mine, not yours. Mr. Jeon, Jungkook, enough of this childish defense. If you wish to inherit the chairman's seat, you must marry Sophia. This decision is not negotiable. He, he slammed his fist down on the table, his jaw clenched tightly as he beat out his response. Jungkook, fine, okay, he said through gritted teeth, his voice filled with grudging complaint. After saying this, he left the room. As Jungkook stormed out of the study room, his footsteps echoed with a mixture of anger and resignation. His mind was a swirling maelstrom of frustration and determination. He knew that he had agreed to the marriage, but he was far from accepting it willingly. At night, he stood in the dimly lit basement, his eyes dark and bloodshot, his muscular frame exuding an aura of danger, his gaze fixed on the figure before him, who writhed in pain, their voice echoing in the empty space. The screams and plead of the figure resonated in the basement, but his cold expression did not crack. He stepped closer to the figure, his movements slow and deliberate, his eyes never leaving his. The man, his voice trembling with fear and desperation, pleaded with Jungkook. Please, boss, please forgive me. I did not mean to betray you. I swear it was a mistake. I won't do it again. Please spare me, I beg. His lips curled into a cold, mocking smile. He leaned down, his face mere inches from the man's, his voice dripping with condensation. Jungkook, a mistake, you say? He did not mean to betray me. You think your apologies are going to save you now? You called your own death. You thought you could make a deal behind my back and think I would not find out, hmm? You thought you could betray me and walk away. You have got another thing coming. Please, he stuttered, his voice cracked with desperation. Please, I, I will. The man's voice stuck in his throat when, with a swift move, Jungkook shot him on his mouth. Jungkook, I don't like bullshit. Already I am in a bad mood. He started looking at the man who was sitting more like hanging with the chair lifelessly. In the morning, Maya nervously approached the reception desk. Clutching her job letter tightly in her hand, she looked around the sleek, modern lobby of Jeon Enterprise, taking in the surroundings that would now be her workplace. The receptionist looked up from her desk, smiling in greeting. Can I help you? She asked politely. She stepped forward, holding out the job letter confidently. Hi, I am Ryan, she said, returning the receptionist's smile. I have got my job letter here. Can you guide me to my department, please? The receptionist looked at the job letter. Oh, okay. Wait, after saying she made a call. After some moments, a young woman appeared who called out to Wayne, "You're the new personal secretary, right? Come with me." Wayne nodded in response and followed the woman, who led her through the maze of corridors and office that made up Jeon Enterprise. The woman led Wayne into a small office and handed her a printout of the schedule. "All right, that's your office," she said, "and here's Mr. June's schedule for the day. Your job is to ensure that everything goes smoothly and according to plan. You will be responsible for his appointments, meetings, and any other administrative tasks. Do you have any experience in this field?" She shook her head in response. "When, no, I don't have any experience in this field," she admitted, but then she added her tone confident. "But I will do it perfectly. I am a quicker learner, and I will make sure everything runs like clockwork when it comes to Mr. June's schedule." The woman nodded, then gestured toward a large mahogany door at one end of the corridor. "Mr. June is already in his office. Make sure you give him the schedule and review it with him. He does not tolerate any tardiness or sloppiness in work. So make sure it's all in order before you go in."